Today I'm going to help you solve your neck pain, particularly if you have that discomfort coming from that muscle we call your levator scap. Yes, that muscle can be, well, guess what? A real pain. And if you're experiencing discomfort and poor movement, this is some things that you're going to want to consider today. Hi, I'm Dr. Matt Bradbury, family corrective chiropractor here in Georgetown, Ontario, Canada, and this is our practice, One Life Family Chiropractic. Today, well, I'm sure you tuned in because you want to help solve this discomfort through here. And maybe you notice it when you're trying to pick things up, your groceries, your kids, or you're trying to go to the gym, maybe do shrugs or overhead work. Well, guess what? If you've injured that muscle, it can be a real challenge because in terms of moving your head and helping to move your scapula or shrug your shoulders is going to be involved. So a lot of daily tasks. And I want to share with you some things you can do starting today.
Be part of Dr. Matt's mission to build better health and achieve more function. He can't do it alone. Your share makes a huge difference. Support the mission. Subscribe now and share this video with someone you care about.
So for today, what we want to talk about is, well, guess what? This muscle right here, and if you're trying to do one of these or shrug your shoulders, it's going to be involved. We call it your levator scap. And if you're suffering from neck pain, this is going to be one that you're not going to want to miss. Now remember, your spine, well, guess what? And you're noticing it in the first 0 to 5, 0 to 7 days. That's really, if you've strained that muscle, some of these upper cervical segments attach to that muscle and come down to the corner of your shoulder blade here. So what they're going to do is help do this motion. So what I want you to do is, first of all, well, if it's just happened and you're noticing it and the things are torn a little bit, and guess what? That's when the new scab is forming. So you want to give it some time. Just focus on general movement. I would not focus on aggressive stretching to the end range. I would just focus on looking up like the letter X, looking down, and practicing these simple movements. You can do this 8 to 10 times each way whenever you think about it, and make sure, of course, if you're sitting there watching this right now, you stand up and you actually get yourself watching the video, standing up, take a break from the desk, because all those muscles, postural strain, sitting for those long hours are going to be involved. So right now, let's kick this in the butt and let's stand up. Now, as you focus on general movement, great. What I want you to do is actually get yourself a lacrosse ball. You can see this ball right here. You can use just a single lacrosse ball on its own or something like this that we call the peanut. What you're going to do is actually work on, well, probably a little bit below, maybe on the area, but probably more than likely a little bit below on those rib heads and help loosen things up. So what I'm going to do is place it on the region actually between my spine and my shoulder blade. And I'm actually just going to practice like this. First of all, I'm going to lean on it. I might be a little bit below where I notice the discomfort at its peak. And what I'm going to do is just focus on moving my head through a range of motion. I'll look down at my left knee if I'm on my right side's injured. And I'll look up to my right shoulder, my right sky, and practice that pattern. Now, what you can also do is add in the arm movement. So what I'll do is I'll reach across my body like this, and then I'll reach and open my thumbs up. So working on the way your arm moves and help open up those muscles and those surrounding structures to help loosen you up. When you're doing this, you're probably going to do 6 to 10 passes. And when it gets a little bit easier, you can move around and reposition the soft tissue ball. Now, this is a great one. If you want to do this, this is multiple times a day. This is something you're going to want to do. Now, as you've integrated that soft tissue ball into your life and made it a point of, well, standing up more and also using that soft tissue ball at your desk, great. This is really good. You're making some progress, taking some action for yourself. Also, some things to consider along the way. Make sure you're moving more at your desk. When I say just standing, make sure you're walking. Take 10 minutes of intentful action. Remember, getting the blood flowing, groceries in, garbage out. Now, the next thing I want to show you is when you're here, I want you to just practice what we call some isometrics. So after that first week, what you're going to do is just practice pressing against your hand, taking the action that the muscle takes. So what it does is it helps bring your shoulder blade up and do one of these. So I'm going to actually just gently put my hand on the back of my head on the side on an angle and just practice a little bit of slight rotation and lateral flexion to the side and elevation of that shoulder. And I'm going to hold it for 5 seconds times 5. So 5 reps times 5. Just because your right side is uncomfortable, if that's the side you've injured, I still put some effort into doing the left side as well. So those are what we call isometrics, just practicing tensioning the muscle a bit and thinking groceries in, garbage out, helping with the healing process. Now, in an effort to keep things simple, I want you just to use your hands as resistance. What you're actually going to practice is contracting and extending this muscle. So what you're going to do is just look up to the right, I shrug my shoulder a bit, and then come down and look down at my left knee. So this is if you're working on the right side. I'm looking up at the right side and then looking down at the left knee. I'm going to practice this 6 to 8 times. You're simply practicing how to activate this muscle again and going through a range of motion to help retrain those fibers and, again, groceries in, garbage out. As you progress things down the road, what you're going to do is practice just doing some simple eccentrics. These will come later on. I always suggest as you progress through the rehab process, well, guess what? You're actually going to do some of these eccentrics, and what you're going to do with these is just practice in the lengthening phase. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually going to go into the shortened position, and then I'm going to count to 5, this time looking down to my left knee. So if I'm on my right shoulder working on that side, I'm actually looking up at the right-hand sky and then focusing on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going through the lengthening phase, but it's called what's called eccentric loading. So you're taking those fibers and giving them the stretch and loading them, doing some strength training through a full range of motion to help improve how you move, how you function. Of course, one of my favorites as you progress things down the road, and something that you can do every single day, even in that first week when you're practicing that movement pattern, is just giving the thumbs up and practicing with the eye movement. So this is one of my go-tos if you're suffering from neck discomfort or just want to keep your neck muscles firing better and help reinforce that curve. It's literally give the thumbs up like this, and what I'll do is I'll practice tracking 5 to 6 times this way, using my eye movements to look as far as possible with my thumb, getting the shoulder involved again, that levator scap coming from your shoulder blade up to your cervical spine. Do 5 to 6 this way, 5 to 6 that way for 2 sets. So some simple things that you can put into action every single day and practice and help rebuild yourself to get back to better function. Of course, let's not forget the importance of your spine and your nervous system. I'll see many people in the office who come in to get checked. They may have chronic neck challenges, or they may have no discomfort at all. They just come in to get checked because in order to know, you have to test. And some areas you may feel, like right now, maybe you're noticing this, but some areas you may have no idea about. That's why it's so important to test to know what's going on inside. As a corrective chiropractor, we want to know the proper structure and function of your spine, so how your spine moves, but also the health of your nervous system, because your brain, its extension cord, we call your spinal cord, goes to your muscles, organs, and helps with how you heal. And if those nerves are irritated, that's what we want to reduce the nerve irritation so your body can work better. So some simple things to consider, things you can do at home. Also consider the corrective chiropractic care part and some things you can take action on today. So loved having you. Of course, if you're tuning in, don't forget, make sure you subscribe, like. I love interacting with you and helping people understand that more health, well, you have to have more function for more health, and spinal hygiene, spinal health is vitally important as well in how your body functions and optimizes every day. Anyways, hope you're having a great day out there. And remember, you're far more resilient, resourceful, and stronger than you may have necessarily led to believe. Bye for now.
Dr. Matt's videos are brought to you by One Life Family Chiropractic in Georgetown, Ontario. Check us out on the web.